some time off to get set for the home stretch.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders.
His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys coming off their byes, so they should be fresh and ready to get after it.
Things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point, but boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Yeah, that one touchdown, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
And they want to get him going early in this one because, remember, he struggled throwing the football last week, and he's firing away to start this one. But that one was incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll fake it. Now Smith. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Khalil Mack in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving him past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Throwing now is Geno.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Well, he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points.
First down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Hampton will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard.
Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. One of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
3-yard loss on the play. It's 3rd and goal.
A run once more with Hampton.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6.
And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play.
Cameron Dicker for the Chargers field goal. A 23-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Gino going to hand it to Genty. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Well, this defense for the Chargers very strong in that victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. Yards on the punt there. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Harris starts the drive on the ground. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get out. More from L.A. in a moment. So from the 37, here's 2nd and 4. Play action. It's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Herbert going to give to Hampton. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. The Chargers at 6-5 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Lance able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 30.
That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. They'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And that'll be off the crossbar and out and short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
To throw is Smith. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. More from L.A. in a moment.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Off the play fake. O'Connell. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
A run straight ahead with Genty.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
When you talk about the defense for these Chargers,
but right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll sneak it with Smith.
And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this 1st quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
That is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away.
And this will pin them nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line.
Their own 14-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they were in field goal range the last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
A give, Eckler running to the right. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here's J.K. Scott now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
They'll start on the ground with Genty.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Once again, it's Genty.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On first down, it's Genty. Down to about the 37.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
On the zone read, a give to Genty. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. You can almost see inside his face mesh there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Open man here is Conklin. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties, and then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
They'll work inside here, Hampton. Skirts by him at the 35. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Running on first down, Omfl. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break it?
Under pressure, and he will go down. Set back at the 38. Tuipulotu. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Geno now to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. More from L.A. in a moment. This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile. And O'Connell now to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Following the fumble recovery, Lance. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Raiders' 25-yard line.
Here's Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. Will go down as a gain of 6. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
On for the field goal. A 34-yard.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Got to say, Charles, a little surprising to have a kick this short blocked. Usually that happens on the longer ones, but great job by the special teams to kind of sift through there and get a hand on it.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of football over time, partner, and you're right about it. Typically, the longer field goals start lower because they have so much more ground to cover to get to the post. And that's when you get a hand on it. These short ones, you're able to pop it up in the air pretty quickly. Normally, you get height. In this case, extra effort to block that one.
Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better.
And going to Brooks is a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Raiders.
Now Geno. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Smith. That's complete to his rookie 2nd-round pick. 3rd and 8.
It's a gain of 11. And it's 3rd.
Here's Smith. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable here for Davis. Oh, nice move. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this third quarter. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And down he goes, brought down a Raiders sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 45-yard line.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. To the air again, Herbert. He finds his target, Beckham. So the completion good for just 3. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Herbert. It's caught by Sanders. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
A gain of 3.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So a good kick that time, and that might help to get the negative thoughts out of the mind from that earlier block.
Especially since this was not a chippy, so he had to get that one out kind of low. But his line does a nice job of protecting. He's able to convert for 3.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the 2nd half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the
shreds him with a stiff arm. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. 64 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Khalil Mack, of course, the former Raider, there to make the tackle. Now a 2nd and 10. O'Connell quick out wide and complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Up the middle, it's Genty. And able to use the stiff arm to gain leverage initially, but not much room thereafter. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal. He'll try again, but he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. From back at the 2, here's 3rd and goal. Now they send a man in motion right. O'Connell throwing, 3rd and goal. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Trey Tucker, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are an extra point away from taking the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Up the middle, it's Hampton. And he'll stretch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Now it's Herbert. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here's Hampton. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him into a set of downs.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Pass hauled in by Johnston. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. Herbert now. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 33. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Stuck for the loss by Devin White. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And some room to work. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That good for 22 and a first down.
Every player I know tends to play the game in his mind before it actually happens. There's no way he thought that at this stage of the game, this would be his first big run like that.
Yeah, but it's got to feel for him like the floodgates open, a sigh of relief. Now we'll see if things can open up for him.
See if it can continue.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 9-yard line.
They'll try the right side with Eckler. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
It's a gain of 4.
So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive. A run. Here's Hampton. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Harris will score. Touchdown Chargers.
And this is the time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with the touchdown run to take the lead.
And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Looking to put a drive together. The drive will begin with a run by Genty. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 78 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff. Now O'Connell to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll make it second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Throwing, O'Connell. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Tui Pelotu. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Under pressure, and they get it to him again. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. They juked him. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. The drive begins with a carry by Hampton. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Again, it's Hampton. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one. It might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Now it's O'Connell. That's to Bash over the middle. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Here's 2nd down and 3.
At the 35-yard line.
Now O'Connell. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And the Raider 1st down.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Back to throw, O'Connell. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Here's O'Connell. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Phillips. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
1st down, Raiders.
O'Connell. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Back to throw. That's complete into the hands of Myers. Here now, third down.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And
he'll look to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And that is ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, he had to force it there on fourth down, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they do.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Oh, he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And the defensive penetration there blew that play up and got him 2 points.
How about how they got off at the snap of the football, got upfield into the backfield, and created the big play? That's the key to everything.
And now, how about this? The free kick from the 20 going to be out of bounds. And that, of course, is a penalty. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. This is 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Well, this offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here 1st down. That's complete. Ginty out of the backfield.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
At the Chargers' 25-yard line.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. He's back to throw.
And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
Just on the coverage.
They'll go for it. O'Connell.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
To Jack Besh. A gain of 13 yards. And the Las Vegas 1st down.
This one came right down to the wire, and CD, they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because